It's a difficult question to answer, and perhaps it doesn't really have just one. But in this video, we're going to debunk some theories and shed some light on others, as we try to understand why are some countries poor. Know before you go! One theory is that in tropical climates there's more disease, which reduces labour productivity, the heat and humidity also reduce productivity, and the tropical soil is poor in nutrients, so agricultural production is of lower quality and quantity. And yet Singapore, southern Italy and the southern USA all have tropical climates and aren't poor. Here it's claimed that if a country is landlocked or if its neighbouring countries are poor or constantly in conflict, this will seriously limit its trade options, and so the country will remain poor. But after Ethiopia became landlocked after the war in the 1990s, it started growing faster. Uzbekistan is double landlocked, meaning there are two countries between it and the sea, and from 2004 to 2013, it grew at a rate similar to China. Switzerland and Austria are also landlocked, and neither country is poor. Countries can become poor if they have a lot of natural resources such as oil, metals, gems or gold. These resources lead to corruption, with just a few people or even a different country gaining control of the resources and the remaining population being paid very little to extract the resources. But amongst the top 10 countries with the most natural resources are China, Saudi Arabia, Canada, Brazil, the USA and Australia. Strange. Here it is believed that when a few ethnic cultures are combined within a country, this breeds conflict. In a genuinely multicultural society with tens of different cultures, this isn't the case. But when there are 2 to 5 large ethnic cultures, conflict arises, leading to unproductivity and poverty. And yet Switzerland, Belgium and Taiwan all have this bad ratio of ethnic diversity. So why aren't they poor? This is a theory that the original colonizers thought a country wasn't worth colonizing due to disease or danger, so instead of setting up institutions to settle in the country, they focused on extracting what they wanted and getting out. North America had a complete lack of institutions set up, it was each to his own, and many of today's rich countries had worse institutions to start off with. The idea here is that the country fails just because the culture impedes it. People are too lazy, they take too many holidays, they're not ambitious. But before their economic success, Germans, Japanese and Koreans were all described as uncooperative, lazy, overly emotional and even mentally slow. So if none of these theories are actually true, what are the reasons for certain countries' poverty? According to institutions like the World Bank and the IMF, it's because these countries have used bad economic policies and should be taking part in free trade and free market policies. These institutions, as well as individual rich countries, have imposed these policies by offering economic help to poorer countries if they open their market or, say, sell 20% of their state-owned businesses. The truth is that fair trade and free market policies have not been beneficial to poor countries. They allow other richer countries to benefit from the poorer countries' cheap labour or cheap materials, and also control its growth so that these things remain cheap. In order for a country to grow, it needs to follow the policies that richer countries like the USA, England, China and Germany used during their own growth. These are the policies that the World Bank, IMF and other institutions deem bad policies, and are the following. This ensures that the country's own interests will be put before that of a foreign investor. This ensures that profit made in a country stays within the country and also lowers the need for taxation. This is basically when a country bolsters its own trade and industry at the cost of other countries, be that through subsidies for exports or taxation on imports. So basically, summing up, richer countries have climbed the economic ladder and then pulled it up after them. They offer a rope to poorer countries and leave them hanging. Poorer countries need to forget about the rope and build their own ladder like the rich did before them. Do you agree with any of these theories? Let us know in the comments.